Coming up today, we're joined by Dave Wells.
We came off stage and we're just like, it's like we won the footy grand final or
Yeah.
something. I don't know. We were just buzzing.
I'll fill you in on a petition to save Lambton Post Office, and Dan will tell you about an event being held to raise money for a local legend. Produced on Awabakal and Warramai land, this is The Good Stuff on Newcastle Live.
This is
Good. Good
stuff.
The good stuff. Local MP Sharon Clayton has presented a petition to the federal parliament to try to preserve the Lambton Post Office. The petition calls on Australia Post to maintain the service in its current location in Lambton. Over 4,000 locals have added their signature, but the fate of the post office is still up in the air. To find out more, head on over to newcastlelive.com.au.
Good.
Next week, Dave Wells will take to the stage at Newcastle Conservatorium. Here's a chat that we had with Dave earlier this week. I'd love to talk to you about this brand new single called Claudia. Can you tell me about the inspiration behind it?
I guess it's definitely fictional.
Yeah.
Like, from memory, I think it was a particular movie that sort of struck the idea. But it's the classic kind of, love song in a sense, the one that got away kind of tune. But underneath that kind of approach, there's, I guess, a sense of, morals and boundaries and just where lust and desire kind of can interfere with that.
Yeah.
So Claudia is a beautiful and interesting name. And at the same time, I think I hope that it kind of stirs up those emotions of, I don't know how far one would go, when it comes to desire. And yeah, that's what I was aiming for, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. No, you hear that completely. It seems like you're drawn to writing about fictional females. Yeah.
True.
Where do you think that comes from?
I didn't intend on that.
No.
But there is. We've got Ella. Another track on the album, which was inspired by, Nick Milligan's short story. So, but that's a kind of, that's a different end of the emotional kind of spectrum altogether, I guess, because it's more of a what if situation, or how it would feel if, I don't know, parents had lost a child and there's no answers. So it kind of explores that desperation. Yeah, no, it wasn't a purposeful thing. That's just how it fell, I guess. Like, you always have a bunch of songs that you go into the studio with, and out of those 8 tracks that we landed, I'm quite content with what we captured. And another song called Wandering Boy was just laid down at the last minute. We had half a day maybe left to do some mixing and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
wow.
Nick Dadia said, look, what else have you got in the song bag? I was like, I've got this one about my brother, and just something I really want to personally get down, but I didn't think would happen. So, but yeah, that's another song that pushes some boundaries, and I hope people relate to when it comes to loss and addiction and just those battles that we can have with our mental health.
Yeah.
So, look, there's a swimming pool of emotions on this album, folks. Don't mess around. Wrap your head around it. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
Does it feel comfier writing fictional things or from stuff from your real life?
Well, there's a bit of both on this album. So, Wandering Boy is definitely personal. And then there's another track called Grey Clouds, which was a dedication to my late father.
Yeah.
So, but it also explores, that's what it is to me personally, but I hope other people kind of get their own, perception and emotions from it. Grey Clouds is ultimately explores this kind of theory of if you ever had to run into someone again on the other side, what would you say? What would you do?
Yeah.
So I was trying to explore that kind of theme. So, yeah, a lot of my friends tend to say that I get a little bit deep.
Yeah.
And I do sometimes, but...
We love you for it, though.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Fab.
Yeah.
So good.
And it's hard, like I guess a lot of songwriters, you try and stay true to yourself, and at the same time, you really want to capture people as well. So I think there's a real fine line there between, you know, being who you want to be and write what you want to write about, no matter what corner of the arts world you come from.
Yeah.
And then trying to get people's attention too, you know. But I like the challenge. It's good. Keeps me on my toes.
Definitely. Now, look, you had the album launch at the Conservatorium of Newcastle last year, and it must have been so good that you've decided to go and do it again. So
Totally.
I'd love to talk about that first one. How was
Sure.
that night for you?
Oh, I was heaps nervous.
Yeah?
Oh, man, I was packing it. Absolutely packing it. But yeah, just I've always tried to do something different with launches, and I think launches are becoming a thing of the past. You might get a single launch or whatever, but I feel like the theme of an album and all that's something that I grew up with and I'm passionate about. And I was like, oh, how do we do this? And I was at the Conservatorium for the Newcastle Writers Festival, and it kind of penny drops, and I went, this would be perfect.
Yeah.
And everyone there at the Conservatorium have been awesome, really supportive. I'm really not only want people to come along and see it, but I'd love for other artists to have a look at it and do some stuff there, because it's a beautiful space.
Yeah, it's magical.
We finished the gig, and I think we all kind of got lost in the whole theme and the album and the sound. And, you know, my drummer Charlie had, you know, an orchestral drum.
Yes.
And my bass player Tej is on, you know, a Steinway grand piano. It was just beautiful.
Pretty cool.
And you kind of imagine these things, but then once they're all done and dusted, and we came off stage and we're just like, it's like we won the footy grand final or something. I don't know. We were just buzzing. So a lot of people missed out, and a lot of people wanted to see it again. So we decided to do a second round.
Yeah. And how did you choose the supports for this time around?
Yeah, definitely wanted to get local supports. And, you know, these are artists that, you know, I've seen either online or I've seen through Newcastle Live, or, you know, and yeah, just love what they do.
Yeah.
You know, and want to get them involved. And not only that, it's a beautiful space, you know. Yeah.
And what songs are you looking forward to playing most on the night?
Oh, look, I do like them, each of them in their own little way.
Of course.
Yeah.
But do you have a favourite to play at the moment?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you have had these songs sitting around for quite a while. So.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think Ella's always a highlight.
Yeah.
There's just something about it. And, like, I feed off the band a bit too. So, you know, we do have favourite songs in different albums and sets that we play. But I think Grey Clouds, for me, was the highlight last time. A big kind of anthemic, you know, electric guitar. You know, at the time I was influenced by Buckley and
Yeah.
a heap of that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it's just kind of got that vibe about it.
Yeah, brilliant.
And I feel good after I play it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Important.
something just, lifts off my shoulders, and I hope it has the same emotive effect with other people.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in
No
for a
worries.
chat.
Thank you.
It's been awesome to catch up, and I can't wait for the next gig at the Conservatorium.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yay.
Let's do it. Be there. Don't miss out.
Don't miss out.
This is where it
Sounds good.
Good stuff.
Leanne Sims is a local legend who's touched the hearts of many Novocastrians. And now, in her hour of need, locals are getting together to raise funds for her. A special event will be held at 5 Sawyers on Sunday the 17th of March to raise money to help Leanne as she undergoes cancer treatment. Tickets are on sale now. Head to newcastlelive.com.au to find out more.
The good stuff. That's it for the good stuff for this week. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope to see you on Monday from 4 p.m.